We're on page 132, the third way to solve systems of linear equations, this time by elimination. So eliminating means we're going to get rid of something, and we're actually going to do a few practice problems before we go into the core concepts. I know the last two sections, they kind of just lay it out for you right there, but it doesn't really make any sense without having seen it, so we'll just do it right here. So eliminate means using one of two methods. We can subtract or we can add. So let us first do subtraction. And the goal here is to get rid of a variable. So if you think about 3x and 3x, if I have 3x, I have to do one of these things to eliminate it. And in this case, it is going to be subtract. So let's look at this. So I'll say 3x minus 3x is nothing. Negative y minus positive y, so I'm just going to actually distribute that and turn that into a minus. Negative y minus y is negative 2y. I have 6 minus 0. And notice that I'm keeping everything according to the side of the equal sign. 6 minus 0 is 6. Divide everything by negative 2. Y equals negative 3. And in the last step of the last section, step 3, you have to take this variable, plug it into one of the equations, and then solve for the other variable. So let's say 3x plus negative 3 is equal to 0. So you have 3x minus 3 equals 0, and from here you add 3, divide by 3, and we will get x equals 1. So our solution is 1, negative 3. X goes first, so y goes second. 1, negative 3. Here, we are going to add. So the last time I subtracted, this time I'm going to add and see how that plays out for us. So what does that look like here? 2x plus 2x is 4x. Y plus negative y is the same thing as y minus y, so that turns into 0, equals 6 plus 2. Divide by 4, x equals 2, and you guys know how to find y. You just take this and you plug it back in here. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus y is 6. Subtract 4 on both sides. I get y equals 2. So there's my solution, 2, 2. Notice that I could subtract or I could add. And in this case, either of them worked, but we'll see later on. You guys will have to be a little more. You'll have to pick. You have to know how to pick between addition and subtraction. But this is just to show you how to do addition or subtraction in the first place. When you subtract, make sure you distribute this minus sign, so it becomes a 3x minus 3x, and this becomes a negative y minus y, or this minus sign essentially turns negative. 6 minus 0 is 6. So moving on. Now these problems are nice and easy. The 3, I have 3 and 3. That makes, if I subtract it, that makes 0. I have negative 1 and positive 1. If I add them, that makes 0. I have 2 and 2 I could subtract. I have 1 and 1 I could subtract. All that's easy because they have the same coefficient. So 3 and 3 match up. If those two numbers are different, it would be a little more difficult, just a little bit. And how is that going to make it difficult? We're going to look at this right here. I have 2x, I have y, I have x, and I have 5y. None of these numbers are the same. I have 2 and a 1 and a 5. The x's don't match up, and the y's don't match up. So what we can do is we can multiply whole equations by any number we feel like. And as long as we do it to everything in the equation, it's fair game. So if I look at this, I have 2, and I can multiply it by 0.5 to match up, but that will turn that into a 1/2 y, so I don't really want to do that. What I do want to do instead is to make this y match up with this 5y, I'm going to take this, multiply everything by 5, and I'll write the results down below. 10x plus 5y equals 35. I'll tell you guys right now, super common mistake. Students usually forget to multiply by the last term. They'll say 10x plus 5y equals 7. I do not know why. Don't forget you have to distribute the 5 to everything. Now, I have positive 5y and positive 5y. I can subtract. So I said x minus 10x is negative 9x. I could say 5y minus 5y is nothing, and 17 minus 35 is negative 18. I'll divide both sides by negative 9. I'll get x equals positive 2, and then you plug it back in there, and you do what you got to do, this one or that one. And you find out that y equals, I believe, 3. Yes, y equals 3. Now, that's just one example for you guys to get a taste. Obviously, now that I've shown you a few different problems, I can go into the core concepts and then show you more examples after that. So solve a system of linear equations by elimination. Multiply if necessary. That means this is, step 1 is like an option. Multiply if necessary one or both equations by a constant. So in my example earlier, that was 5. I had multiplied by 5. So at least one pair of like terms has the same or opposite coefficients. When it says the same, that means if they're the same number, or opposite if one is positive and one is negative. So I could have like 10 and 10, those are the same. I would have to subtract because 10 minus 10 is 0. But if I had 5 and negative 5, in order to get 0, I would have to add them to eliminate. So it says add or subtract to eliminate, solve the resulting equation, and substitute the value from step 3 into one of the original equations. One of the original equations, it does not matter which original equation you use. It just says one of them. Okay, so that's it. We'll go into more examples. So here, most obviously, they have the same coefficient or opposite. So sorry, these are opposite coefficients. So I can add or subtract. In this case, I will add because I want to eliminate them. So 1 plus negative 1 is 0. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 17 and 8 make 25. Divide both sides by 5. Y equals 5. And you guys go find x by plugging the y back into either one. You will get the same answer, either one, to go get your x. Check your solution. So again, since this is the first one, I will go all the way through. X plus 3 times 5 equals 17. I will not be doing this for all of them because it's just time consuming and you need to practice. I just need to show you. So minus 15, x equals 2. So I have, my answer here is 2, 5. You have to check your solution. Does it have to work for just one or both? It has to work for both. So plug in 2 and 5, make sure it works. 2 plus 15 equals 17. Boom. Negative 2 plus 10 equals 8. Boom. Remember, our solution is 2 and 5. Or 2, 5 rather. Next one. Negative y, positive y. So again, when the coefficients are the opposite, you add, and the goal is to eliminate. So again, if you are not getting rid of at least one variable, you're not doing it right. So you could pick subtraction and addition, and if it doesn't work out, you'd have to just go back and change it. So here we have 2x plus 5x is 7x. Negative 1y plus y is equal to 0, and this is 21. And then you go from here. Here, you would also add. So 2x plus negative 2x is nothing. 3y plus negative y is 3y minus y. So boom. I'm just doing the first step for you guys to show you. Let's see here. Oh, most of these first ones are addition. So this one's addition. 3y will cancel out with negative 3y. This one's addition. Come on, give me a subtraction one. What the heck? Oh, here's one that's just different. So this is good for me to go over with you. Okay, so we can't eliminate anything yet because because the y is on the other side. So here's what I'm going to do. I will subtract y to bring it over here. So I have 3x minus 18, and I'm actually going to retype the first one because I'm not doing anything with it at all. So I'm just going to leave it there. So I have 2x plus y equals 12. So I just copied that. 3x minus y, 3x minus 18 minus y minus y is nothing. I'm going to add 18. So now I have 3x minus y equals 18. Now I'm going to again copy this from the original. 2x plus y equals 12. And I will actually add them. So again, the left side of the equal sign, 5x, y minus y, 12 plus 18, 30. And you go from there. If you did not get what I just did, rewind it, watch it again. If you did not get it after that, ask your teacher or ask me. Let's see here. We could do this. So I have negative 4x plus 2y. Why am I adding? Because this is a positive. Equals 6. And then on the other hand, I have 4x plus 3y equals 14. And I will add them. So this is just from the beginning. This is after I modified that equation. Plus 0 plus 5y, so really you just cross it out, equals 20. Divide both sides by 5, you get y equals 4. Man, why do they give these before they even give you options to, what's it called? Multiply. So stupid. Alright, well, whatever. Add 4x to both sides. So I have negative 4y plus 4x equals 1. I'm going to add 4y. I'm going to add 4y. So now I have 4x equals 1 plus 4y. This is all from changing the second equation. The first equation, I'm just going to copy in. I'm just going to copy it. Negative 4x equals negative 2 plus 4y. So again, this is just this right here. I just copied it. It doesn't matter whether it's first or second. I'm going to add it to cancel out the x's. So I have 0 equals 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. 4y plus 4y is 8y. You'll add 1 to both sides and divide by 8. You'll get a fraction for y. Okay, really? No multiplication yet? Oh, fine. Okay. So here, you could actually multiply either of these by 2, but whatever. So I have 2x plus 4y. Again, do not forget to multiply by the last number. So I have 2x minus 2x is 0. Y minus 4y is negative 3y. And 19 minus 40 is negative 21. You can go from there. This one, a little tougher. I'm actually going to multiply both of them because you can do that. So I could make the x is 12 by multiplying the first one by 4 and the second one by 3. Or I could make the y's both 6 by multiplying by 3 and 2. So that's what I will do. Well, let's see. I eliminated x, so I will eliminate y here. Okay. Just to give you guys a couple different looks. So first I will do this actually in different colors so that you can differentiate. So I'll multiply this one by 2. So let's see here. I'll do the blue one first. So 3 times 3x is 9x minus 6y equals negative 2. And then I have 8x minus 6y equals negative 8. Don't forget to multiply by the last term. And these are the same, so I actually have to subtract. So 9 minus 8 is 1. Negative 6 minus negative 6 is nothing. Negative 2 minus negative 8 is negative 2 plus 8, which is 6. So you go from there. For the rest of these problems, I'm just going to tell you what you could multiply by. They are definitely not set in stone, but let's see here. Oh, actually, you could just multiply the second one by 3. Multiply that one by 3. You could multiply this one by 5 and this one by 4. You could multiply this one by 3 and this one by 5. And lastly, you could multiply this one by 3 and this one by 4. Okay, I've definitely shown you all the techniques that you would need to solve these, so I'm just gonna move on. Clear it. Yeah, a lot of this, the rest of this page is just practice. I'll write down this system for you. The sum of two numbers is 22. The difference is 6. Okay, and then you guys go from there. Alright guys, so that's the 3 methods we have covered. Graphing, substitution, elimination. If you have any questions, make sure you ask your teacher or let me know and I'll get an answer for you.